Hi everyone, welcome to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal News editor Kate Nagel.
I'm Josh Fenton, and we've got election coverage. We've been going all day from polling place to polling place and live on the set here with a range of different folks. We starting to get geared up for the numbers. We've got some folks at some different headquarters waiting for election results. We're going to be talking to one of them, hopefully if technology allows us, via Skype in a few minutes. Later on, we've got I think 8 guests tonight. We've got Democratic consultant Rob Horowitz and head of the Latino PAC, Joseph Molina Flynn. Who else do we have tonight?
We've got Republican State Representative Anthony Giarrusso. We have Val Endres, professor at Rhode Island College, Matt Gordino, professor at Providence College. Former Senator and Governor Lincoln Chafee will be here, as well as Ray Rickman and more. And maybe even Michael Graham, conservative columnist and talk show host. He's supposed to Skype in a little later tonight. Obviously, everybody's waiting to hear the results from, I think, 3 key state races. First is the Democratic nomination for governor. Gina Raimondo, the incumbent governor, first female governor of the state of Rhode Island. She's sitting on a war chest of $8 million, and she's being challenged by progressive-leaning Matt Brown, who has put in a far more competitive race than I think anybody really anticipated, and also Spencer Dickinson is in that race. He may be a factor in the race because how many votes does he potentially take away from Matt Brown? Then we've got the Republican nomination. We've got both Alan Fung, the mayor of Cranston, and Pat Morgan. Do we have any intelligence on that race so far? We're trying to get some intel. As we all know, it's a numbers game on the Republican side of things. Patricia Morgan had a very strong last final weeks of the campaign, putting together what she dubbed a dream team if elected to the office. Would appoint Arlene Violet as an inspector general, former candidate John Robitaille to head up the Commerce Department. You know, lots of folks that she had rolled out, Ken Block, to be able to do an audit of TDI. So very strong final few weeks. Whether or not that was enough to push her over the edge, I was there this afternoon at Fung headquarters, Fung voting, when he was there with his wife. You know, turnout of a number of folks there for sort of the photo op. He seemed very confident.
Yeah, he did.
He seemed incredibly confident, addressing again the statements made by Governor Gina Raimondo that if she's not elected, Rhode Island will lose jobs. So we're keeping tabs on that race, and of course the lieutenant governors.
So Governor Raimondo this morning says to Kate Nagel and other reporters that if she's not reelected, Rhode Island's going to lose jobs. It did ring a little bit like Donald Trump. Donald Trump's not president, the stock market will collapse and world peace will end.
When we had Jennifer Lawless on this afternoon down at the University of Virginia on her anniversary of her primary defeat here in Rhode Island when she was a professor at Brown, she basically said the same thing. Just sort of, that was, whoa, kind of an out there statement. And this is, of course, from a very left-leaning Jen to point this out. So even she questioned sort of the optics of this at this stage.
The other big race that's gotten a lot of attention, it was flagged a year ago by CNN as one of the top 10 races to watch in the Democratic primary structure across the country, was Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee running for re-election against State Representative and left-leaning Aaron Ruggenberg. That's been a very competitive race and is expected to be so today. Earlier today, it looked like turnout was going to be on the very low side, maybe even in modern times record low. Rain was pouring, and it looked like it was really going to freeze people out of participating in the electoral process. People started to go out and vote in the afternoon, looking like it could be on pace with 2014 numbers. The numbers are coming slowly out of the Board of Election, and we'll know more over the next hour as to what turnout ends up being. But I think that's a key factor. A big turnout helps Gina Raimondo, probably hurts Matt Brown, helps Alan Fung, probably hurts Patricia Morgan. We'll have to see what takes place over the next about hour. We should have results in.
And as we stand here, of course, campaigns are gearing up for their election night viewing parties, if you will. They are setting up at Union Station Brewery for Gina Raimondo. And actually Matt Brown is at FET, and we're going to be checking in over there if, as you said, technology allows. So
yeah, let's see if we
can get the Matt Brown teed up.
One of the things I want to mention as we are waiting to try and get a connection with the Matt Brown team over at FET, where they're located, is these headquarters. It used to be a different thing. You know, it used to be much more party unified, and now it is a series of different private parties located around town. And Matt Brown's at FET, Gina Raimondo, Pat Morgan's down at her headquarters.
Pat Morgan is at her headquarters.
And do we have Brown headquarters?
Hey guys.
We are looking to see that we do.
Great.
Okay, we are at Brown headquarters. Chelsea Gay and Juliet Barbera, how are you?
We're great. How are you guys?
We're excellent. We're looking forward to election night. It's been a long day today. Fill us in on what you're seeing gearing up for election results. Juliet, how's Matt Brown doing?
He's doing great. He's energized. He's been going around the state for the whole day, stopping at local businesses, stopping at polls, talking to voters, and we've heard a lot of momentum. We've, hearing from voters all the time that they're voting for him, that they're ready for a change, and so we're feeling good going into this election night.
That's great. What's probably been the biggest surprise today, Juliet? Has it been, do you get a sense of your turnout? You've ID'd a lot of voters. I know you're talking with the Ruggenberg people. Are they feeling like they're getting their people out? What's going on out there?
Well, we're not sure what other campaigns are doing on this, but for us, I think that we've just been really impressed by the enthusiasm from people who are going out to the polls. I think that, we're seeing lower turnout for sure, but the ones who are going out, casting their ballots, they're really engaged, and I think it's indicative of where we are with this election. We've got two very different candidates with very different visions for the state, and people feel pretty strongly, I think, at least in the case of Matt Brown, about what they want to see in Rhode Island government moving forward.
Okay, polls close at 8 o'clock. Julia, I know things are getting underway at FET. What time do we expect Matt to be there for the crowd?
Matt is going to be watching from his home with his family for most of the night, and then when the election is called, he'll be out there with the crowd. So we're going to have a lot of energy building here at FET, a lot of supporters, and then we will see him to hear his speech, his remarks, when we know the results.
Will this be a limo bringing him over with state police motorcycles leading the charge, or will he be walking like he did all this weekend? I think he walked 50 miles over 3 or 4 days. Will he be walking from his house over to FET?
It's a great question. He actually ended up walking 60. We had some detours, and it ended up longer than we had planned. I think today he's going to go with car.
Little rainy out.
Little rainy, yeah. So no limo today. It's not really his style.
Now, there wasn't any issue during that 50-mile walk that turned into a 60-mile walk. He did not take one step into Massachusetts, into the Commonwealth, did he?
No, he kept it right here. Are you hearing rumors otherwise?
No, just checking in.
It's very easy to cross that border.
And then one other question, because you did add 10 miles, that's about the distance. He did not walk on water over to Block Island, did he?
We will never know.
The campaign secrets in the Matt Brown campaign. Well, we appreciate Chelsea Gay with the GoLocal team grabbing you, Julia, as you're setting up at FET. Hopefully we'll have the chance to check in with you later on this evening when we know the results.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Joseph Molina Flynn from Latino PAC and Rob Horowitz, star Democratic political consultant who works both in Rhode Island and across the country on a number of campaigns. I think both of them have very timely insights